Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's show. Yours truly is here on the mic. This is yours truly, SBI, Sydney Blessing Iwala, coming to you live and direct from the studio of Unique Images Media Group here in Boston, Massachusetts of the USA. Okay, the time now is 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the dot. Okay? Yes, it's been 2 days now since we've not been on the air, and we are back on the air tonight, ladies and gentlemen, reasonable minds all over the world. We are welcoming you to tonight's show. Okay, we have quite a whole lot tonight to talk about. Quite a whole lot to talk about. Yes, Governor Sanwo-Olu Babajide is back on the table. Yes, he's back on our menu tonight. Okay, he's back on our menu tonight, but I'm gonna take a different route from how I normally hit him. Okay, it looks like it's between him now and Ndi-Igbo again. The election is somewhat over, but he looks like Ndi-Igbo is still claiming the fallout of the election. Okay, and the governor is saying no. I'm just doing my work as the governor. What you guys have sent me to do, that's what I'm doing. Okay? So, what are we saying tonight? What we are saying tonight is this. Watch it, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it was yesterday. Yesterday it happened. It happened yesterday, as you can see. Okay? A row of houses at the Rockview Ajao estate, a row of houses, looks like it's a complete street, was taken down, okay, by Lagos state government under the urges of Lagos State Building Control, Lagos State Building Control Agency. They are the agency that took down these houses. Okay? And the question is why? They are claiming that it's illegal. They are saying that it's illegal, that the houses were completely unlawful, erected unlawfully and illegally, that the houses, that the lands was like an encroached land, stolen land, per se, by the builders, and the builders has been warned before. Okay, you stay away to keep off, to cease and what the Becky calls cease and desist. Okay, and they still refuse because of whom they think they are, because they believe they got the money and all kinds of nonsense. And they still look at the houses. Look at the houses there. All these houses, are showing them they are gone. They are gone with the properties, not with the owners, though. Though some owners wanted to also go with the houses. While the houses were being torn down, it looks like some owners wanted to also jump into the, into the hotel, to go with but this is their wealth. Okay? And here again, Ndi-Igbo is saying, they smell a rat. Ndi-Igbo is saying, oh, this is something else. Are you still paying us back because you believe Ndi-Igbo did not vote for you in Lagos? That's what they are saying. So what are you saying tonight, ladies and gentlemen? What are you saying tonight? What are you saying tonight? What are you saying? Do you think it's the rightful thing to do? I'm going to tell us why Lagos State Government Building Agency decided to tear down these houses. They said that they've been warning them for the past, 7 years now or more, if not 8 years. They've been asking these guys to move these houses, move it wherever they can move it, maybe take it to their villages. And the guys refused, completely refused, claiming they are right. We bought the land. and we can build on the land, and we can build any kind of house we want on the land. That's what they are saying. And the Lagos State is saying no, 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 no. This is even Lagos State plus the federal government, the FAAN. Okay? The Murtala Mohammed Airport. They have their hands on these too. Yes, they are part of these too. Okay? So as we see some of these houses come down, can see? You can see? As we saw some of these houses come down, I'm going to be playing the video shortly when we start the program. Some of us are saying, wow, why would they be tearing these kind of houses down? The question is, why are people building these kind of houses on a land that are illegally acquired? So these are the questions we're going to be asking tonight and the answering tonight. So on this one, the governor, my governor, you see my governor? Yeah. Yes, this my governor. On this one, it looks like I'm going to give him a pass mark, but I will tell us why. You know, he's my man. I can hit him now and then, but he's my man. Yes, Babajide Sanwo-Olu still remains my man, no matter what. In as much as some of his policies, I sanction them not. But, he calls it right most of the time. So I give it up to him. So tonight, if his signature is on this one, which we believe is, I'm calling it right for him. And I will tell us why. And I will tell us why the builders are wrong on this one. We'll talk about it when the program starts. Okay? So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to dive into the program. Okay? This is what we have for us today. We're going to discuss this and settle this matter once and for all. And this might be happening in some other parts of Lagos too. We're going to look into the whole thing. Okay? We're going to look into if this is the first time houses are being torn down in Lagos that were illegally erected, okay? Or is there something else behind this particular one? We're going to look into all those things, okay? We're also going to look into what Ndi-Igbo are saying concerning some of the other properties and their businesses, okay? Are their businesses at risk, okay? Some of them are even on the limb on saying that this is just to test the waters, to see what the reactions will be. Okay? If there is no resistance to this, that might be the norm. That might end up being the new normal. That's what they're saying. Okay? And tonight, I want us to look at this and call it what it is. I want us to look at this particular one. Before we jump into any other one, we're going to look into this particular one and call it what it is. Okay, that's what we're going to do tonight. If there's something else that is going to happen, we're going to look at them individually. Okay, we know that the houses has been torn down in Lagos, but there is something about this one that makes it a little bit special. Okay, so we're going to look into it in a minute. Okay, but before we start, as is customary over here, we always pray before we start the program, as you know. Okay, if you're new to the program, that's what we do every day before we start the program. Okay, so join me as we pray. Father, we thank you and we bless you. Father, we thank you tonight and we exalt you mightily for who you are. You still remain our Father. You still remain our God. Hallowed be thy name tonight, our King and our Redeemer, Ancient of Days, we bless your name. We thank you for what you have done this day. We thank you for this is the day you have created and you gave us every authority and power to rejoice and be glad in it. Father, indeed we were. We give you the praise and glory. You took us to and fro and you brought us home safely. Some of us you're bringing us to this arena this evening to come and have a time with you. Therefore, Father, we are saying, is there anything that will make this meeting tonight not to be a pleasant one? We're asking for forgiveness in the mighty name of Jesus. And we ask that be removed away from us, that we will have a sweet time with you tonight. Father, having accepted your mercy, Lord, we now commit everything we're going to do tonight into your holy hands, knowing that there is nothing that is ever committed into your holy hands that ever with us. Therefore, Lord, I will sit in your presence, asking you to come and take your rightful place in the meeting tonight, to ask that you come and direct all that we will do tonight, especially our sentences. We say that shall come from your presence in the mighty name of Jesus. You shall direct our speaking, you shall direct our hearing, and you shall direct our thoughts also, Lord, in the mighty name of Jesus. I commit your sons and daughters as they come into this meeting tonight. I ask that you also fulfill all that concerns them, perfecting them one by one in the mighty name of Jesus. I raise Nigeria once again into your holy hands, especially those that are going through the tough time, especially the program we have tonight concerning peoples that their buildings were brought down, Father. We commit them into your holy hands. We ask also that your grace speak, Father, and louder for them, Lord, in the mighty name of Jesus. Thank you, Lord, for that which you've done and that which you're about to do tonight. For in Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen and amen and amen. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm a little bit under the weather somehow, so if you hear me do the thing, then permit me. I'm human. Yes, yes, ladies and gentlemen, what are we talking about? This is what we are talking about tonight. This is it. This is it. This is what we're talking about tonight. This happened yesterday, as some of you are aware. If you're not aware, this happened yesterday. Okay, a row of buildings. There were 13 buildings on the same road. We'll call it a street or a road, okay? But on a row, 13 buildings on a row, okay? I want us to take note of that. Okay? Because I would like us to look at this situation as it is, then so we can call it right. Because Ndi-Igbo right now, because, I mean, if it happens this way, Ndi-Igbo comes out, you know, So Ndi-Igbo are saying that this was done out of hatred, that this is partly a payback because of in this part of Lagos, a lot of them voted maybe against the governor or voted against the president. Okay, so they're all making all kinds of assumptions. All right, but I'm just going to look beyond all those things. Okay, we're going to look at who is right here and who is wrong here. Okay, is the governor right with his agency, or are the people right? Okay, with their buildings. Okay, so I just don't want us to be biased. I want us to look at this as reasonable minds and reasonable Nigerians. That's how I want us to look at this matter tonight. Because it's when we start dealing with matters like this, taking sentiments out, okay, taking trouble out, and look at it as it is, look at the situation as it's presented to us, then we can start building, okay, a beautiful and a rightful Nigeria. Okay, so tonight, yesterday, some of us woke up yesterday. Some of us that are in the diaspora, we woke up and start seeing these videos. Okay, I'm going to play the video in a minute. I want you to pay attention to pictures. We're going to look at different pictures tonight. These are snippets, but we're going to look at the pictures as they are tonight. Okay, then we're going to look at the video, the actual video of this thing coming down. Okay, now when you wake up and don't understand and know why these buildings are torn down, you will also draw that conclusion. You will draw that conclusion. You'll be like, oh, we know that these houses belong to Ndi-Igbo. You know, and they're taking it down. You're going to draw those conclusions, as most of us did yesterday. But as the facts started throwing, you know, coming in, then we started seeing it as we're supposed to see it, can call it as you're supposed to call it. Okay, I'm going to be on the limb here, first of all, by saying that the governor and his agency, okay, which is the Lagos State Building Control Agency, on this one, they are right. On this one, they are right. And I'm going to tell us why I think they are right. And if you have any comment to this effect, I want you please to give me a comment. You know, let me tell me what you think and what you feel. Okay, taking sentiments apart, tell me exactly what you feel about this. I'm going to tell us what they were saying. Okay, they were saying, according to the general manager of Las Blanca or whatever, you know, which is the agency that is in charge, which is the Lagos State Building Control Agency. Okay, that is in charge of issuing permits and authorizing some of these buildings. What they are saying is that these buildings, okay, came down because they were built, first and foremost, they were built on an illegal land. That the lands that they built these houses were illegal land. Yes, those people pay for the land. They pay for the land, quite all right. But, I mean, what happens in Lagos, people can sell you any place in Lagos. And if you are greedy and don't care about, doing the due diligence of checking things out and stuff, they can really sell you. They can even sell you a Lausa. And some of us, when we have money, we believe that when we have money, we can buy anything. Okay? Thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay? Yes, it's foolhardy for anyone to buy a property without doing due diligence. Thank you. Investigation for any encumbrance. This has nothing to do with tribal hatred. Our people are so fond of cutting corners in everything. Thank you. Thank you, Chief Sonny. I hear you. I hear you. And that's what we're talking about. Okay? That's what we're talking about. So that is why I put it as I saw it yesterday, what people were saying. Okay? They were using words like hatred, this and that and that. Okay, so we cannot use sentiments to cover illegalities. People were building they build these things. First of all, one of the things that caught me was that since 2015, when they said that the FAA, which is the federal government, agency that is in charge, I think, of the airport and stuff. When they found out, but this looks like their land. Okay, this is an Ajao estate, closer to the airport. So when they found out that this thing happened in their land, they started giving these people notice since 2015, 2017. Fast forward to today. That is the much and the time and length they've given these people to make a move. Instead, they were doing more, even renovating the buildings and stuff like that. And even it looks like some of these buildings, let me go back to them and show you guys some other stuff. Because it looks like some of these buildings were even being erected new. These are the buildings as it is. If you look at the buildings and look at the roofs, okay, you can see that some of these buildings are somewhat new. If they were not new, they were being either repainted or remodeled and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? These are, please don't mind the pictures. The resolutions are really, really bad, but that's why I did the snippet ones before. Okay, so these are the buildings. So if you look at it and how these things, they were torn down with reckless abandon. Because that's what happened when people flagrantly decide to disobey the law and go against. So when the government come upon you, they come hard. Yes. When government come on you, they come hard. They don't come to play. And like I said again, let me even get to the video so we can see something. Because what happened here is, if you're watching that video like I saw it yesterday, I came close to drawing the conclusion.
Hey, my sister, good morning. Oh, good morning. See, they have demolished my house. I was in the hospital. They just told me that they have started demolishing our house. They are demolishing the whole street. Oh, they just come and started demolishing. See, they are demolishing everywhere. They are demolishing. Oh, Jesus. Jesus, I could not bring out my property. I could not bring out my documents. They are demolishing everywhere. See. They are demolishing everywhere. Oh, the whole building, the whole house, they are demolishing. Oh, Rossville at Ajao Estate. Rossville at Ajao Estate. Oh, they are demolishing everywhere. Rossville Street at Ajao Estate. See them. Oh, they came with two caterpillars. See them. Demolishing everywhere. I could not bring out anything from my house. Oh, I could not bring anything out. Oh, see. They came with courage. They came with courage. Oh, demolishing everywhere. Demolishing.
Okay. We just had this woman. Apparently, she was the one doing the video also, okay, of her house being demolished. Of her house being demolished. This particular woman. Now you hear her say, I did not even remove anything, my documents, my this and that and that. Yes, you listen to that, you feel bad for the woman. Okay? But what happened for the past 7 years, they've been asking you to move or to do something or to secure those your documents you are talking about now that you are crying and you want the world to cry with you on. For 7 years, they've been asking you to do something. Okay? They've been asking you to do something. Rockview Street or Rockview Road or whatever it is in Ajao, look at the whole, it was a row of houses. Okay? Now, the question now, if anybody want to pass a judgment against the government on this, the question now is this. How come they were not demolishing the houses opposite? That's the question. How come? If the government has come in just to, sporadically demolish houses and stuff like that, then they should have been demolishing houses all over the place. You know what I mean? But you see, they were doing that on a roll because word had it. Word had it that there were pipes. There were pipes. Let me look for that one. This one here. You see the pipes? Okay. So that looks like there were pipes that were run under these houses. There were pipes that ran under these houses. So not only was these houses being illegally erected, okay, on the federal government land, okay, it doesn't matter who you bought it from, who might not even be around anymore, okay, you also doing something that is harmful. Forget about you, who don't even care about your own, oh Lord, who don't even care about where you are building, on the kind of soil you are building, on the kind of ground you are building and stuff. Because there are other things we're going to talk about how people are foolishly building in Lagos. How people are foolishly building in Lagos. You see some places people are building just for people to say they live in Lagos. You see where people are building. And that's why these houses keep on coming down. That's why these houses keep on coming down. Because people don't have respect for permits. They don't have respect for ordinance. They don't have respect for structure. Okay? They don't have respect for anything that has to do with building. Some of us that stay in the diaspora, we know that as much as you have land in your house or in your compound, you can't just wake up any day and start putting things up. It has to be permitted. It has to be permitted. You can't just wake up and start putting things up anyhow. You know what I'm saying? It has to be permitted. But here, okay, I'm going to use Ndi-Igbo for this because most of these things, when it's been talked about, Ndi-Igbo jumps up, Ndi-Igbo ekunye, and say that it's done. Okay, so I'm just going to speak on that lane tonight. Now this is between Ndi-Igbo, okay, whom are out quickly now to jump out to claim these things, okay, against the government of Lagos State. So I'm going to put it that way, because when we do right, we say it's right. When we do wrong, we say it's wrong. There's a whole lot of nonsensical buildings that have been erected in that Lagos. For some of you that are familiar with Ajao State or back in the days of the 80s, okay, it used to be the darling of Lagos State in terms of where the affluents were living. Then go in there now. Look, first of all, look at the street where they were putting these houses. These are million average of, if not 100 and something million naira, 50 million naira houses that are put all over the, with that kind of road. With that kind of road, they don't even care. Okay, so that's what we are seeing, and that's what Lagos is saying, that this was. Let me tell you guys why. They said This is the general manager. He said the general manager of Flash Bank said that the demolition work done by the agency enforcement and compliance team was done to make sure that the building in Lagos State are planned. Okay, which means these buildings were not planned. Okay, I'm going to put the picture of the governor there. Okay, which means these buildings were not planned. Okay, and also they are kept in high safety standard so that lives and properties are not lost. Okay, now look at the point. There is a safety issue. The buildings were not properly planned. Okay, so which means these people, to them, they have what they claim should be the permit, but it was illegally gotten. And now, because of some of these houses, a couple of weeks ago, we saw the house that fell down in Banana Island and the one in Ikoyi. Now, the governor sent these people out. The governor sent them out and said to them, go and find out what is all these things going on. Because if it happens, the governor is the first person we'll call. He sent these people out to go and find out what is going on. So I believe it was when they went out that they started seeing all these things. You know what I'm saying? It was when they went out that they started seeing all these things. Notice some of these buildings, and because people, this particular one, like I said again, is on a federal land, they were saying, let me even continue and tell you exactly. He also said that the removal of the 13 illegal structure, you see, shows that the state government puts the lives of its residents first. He said that the action of the government and the ongoing demolition, the person that was saying this, okay, is architect Bolahan Owodunni Oki. He's the general manager of Flash Bank. And Flash Bank is the Lagos State Building Control Agency, okay? So there is an agency that actually oversees this. So are we going to see more of this coming down? Yes, we're going to. So for some of us that are going to jump out and start calling tribal stuff and start saying all this nonsense, let us get ready for that. Yeah, because more buildings are going to come down. Lagos has awoken. Yeah, Lagos, they are now awake. Okay? Lagos are now awake on this matter. So we're going to see more. Some of all these illegal places are going to start coming down. That's where Lagos are now because of what had happened. Okay? Because of what had happened. That is why you see the governor, one of my favorite governors, in as much as I do hit him hard too now and then. Yes, I do hit him hard. You guys are aware of that. During the election, I hit him hard. And people come call me, tell them I can slow down. So they hit the bubble hard. I tell them, say, I'm my man, you know? So I will call it as it is. So tonight, I'm saying that the governor on this one, I give him check mark. Yes. If in signature there for this one, as I know in day, yes, I give him check mark on this one. All the people that build that house, those 13 people, mind you, there are thousands of houses in that Ajao estate. So why was it only this one? Which is to tell you that there is something about these 13 rows of houses that were taken down. Okay? He said that the agency has been sending letters. Make una list, you know. He said that the agency has been sending letters to the property owners since 2016, telling them to leave the area, but they haven't done so. He said several meetings have been held to talk about peace, but they have turned deaf ear, thinking that the government can't do anything. That's what happens when people have money. The arrogance goes with it. Yeah. They have money. Maybe since 2006, which means it wasn't even this current government that started notifying them. Okay? It was the government of, not even the guy before Sanwo-Olu. I think, the guy before Sanwo-Olu, yeah, his government, yeah. So now, maybe some people in the government, okay, some people in the government, they started, I can carry my name, come out here, I not be the governor. I not be the governor, please, people. So some people in the government, So people in the government, they go and tip them. You know how it is. They go, maybe if they come and tell them what is going on, you guys need to, they say, okay, yeah, carry this 500,000, carry this 200,000. But for how long are you going to continue doing this? You know that what you are doing is wrong. You know that you're not at the right place. You know that the building, besides all, the building might not even be properly erected. Not even to talk about the land and everything. Okay? And another thing that they were saying that this thing was, it looks like the plane when it's coming down, okay, they're not supposed to build on that zone or that road or whatever. And I believe that this thing has been explained to all these people. And they still turn deaf ear because they have the cash. And they believe that they have cash, the energy cash in them. Because they have cash, they can do anything, they can buy anybody over. And I'm saying this thing to us tonight. More of this is going to be happening. We're going to see more houses come down. We've seen houses come down in Lagos more than any other place in Nigeria. Because people build there with impunity. They don't even care where they build. There's one video. I've been looking for that. I was searching for that video to play today for you guys to see the kind of nonsense people are doing in that Lagos and call it building. This guy was building on top of water. He was building on top of water, and he's there making mouth. Of course, an Igbo guy. Yes, sorry to say. He was there. They were going around, they will go and mix concrete with wheelbarrow. This is not even some feeling. What they did was they managed to bring the house to a lintel level. This video I'm talking about. They managed to bring this house to a lintel level, okay? But inside the rooms, is water. So these guys will carry wheelbarrow. They will come in and then dump it. All you will hear, thump. They'll go and take the wheelbarrow. They will come in one by one, maybe 2 or 3 guys. How much sand, how much concrete are you going to use to even fill up a room inside water? This is the mentality of our people. This is the mentality. So we can say that they built in Lagos. And first of all, you're building that kind of place. And that you are not thinking about. When they start doing these things, you're going to come there and say, maybe I got 5 stories. And the foundation can't even take half story. The foundation is not even for half story. And he's telling the guys to take it 10. I said, go ahead, put 10 stories there. Tomorrow that thing will just sink and people will lose their lives. That is our place. That is the Nigeria for us. It's quite unfortunate. So you see these things happening now, and these people are crying. These people are crying now because of this. Let me play that video again for some of you that are just coming on, because we have a video of this.
Hey, my sister, good morning. Oh, good morning. See, they have demolished my house. I was in the hospital. They just called me that they have started demolishing our house. They are demolishing the whole street. Oh, they just come and started demolishing. They are demolishing everywhere. They are demolishing. Oh, Jesus. Jesus, I could not bring out my property. I could not bring out my documents. They are demolishing everywhere. See. They are demolishing everywhere. Oh, the whole building, the whole house, they are demolishing. Oh, Rossville at Ajao Estate. Rossville at Ajao Estate. Oh, they are demolishing everywhere. Rossville Street at Ajao Estate. See them, oh, they came with 2 caterpillars. See them. Demolishing everywhere. I could not bring out anything from my house. Oh, I could not bring anything out. Oh, see. They came with courage. They came with courage. Demolishing everywhere. Demolishing.
Okay. They came with entourage or demolishing. The woman's not demolished herself. Yeah, they came with entourage and they were demolishing, according to the woman. Okay, not demolish, they're demolishing everywhere. Okay, yeah, they caught her from the hospital and stuff. Okay, Now, when you see the position of the government on this matter, and that's exactly what I want you guys to do. Let me bring up Chief Aboda's take on the matter again, okay? When you see the position of the government, it's not like the government woke up and said, okay, let's just go and start tearing these houses down without giving proper notice since 2016. And that's what really got me on this matter. I have to be honest with you people. That's what really got me. That they were properly notified. Meetings were called. It looks like at a point itself, the people stop coming to the meetings. It looks like the people themselves. It looks like a point you had word like peace. They wanted to make peace. That's the government too. And maybe the government offered to give them some other place. Maybe the government offered to give them some other place. But instead, they were renovating and building new ones. Now, they don't want to look at what they did. They don't even want to talk about the fact that the government has given them prior notices. Now, what they're saying now is that it's done out of the government or the governor's hatred for Ndi-Igbo. Okay, that's because they didn't vote for the governor. Come on, everything can't be just about the election. Okay, we cannot continue to just call it wrong. When the one for election happens, we'll know that this one is for election. We cannot. If somebody hears this woman crying out the way she was crying and everything, we would draw. When I saw this video yesterday, honestly, like you, I was angry. And I was about to go on the air and start firing the governor again. I said, no, let me do a little bit of, Then when I went back and started looking at the whole thing, first of all, found out that they were since 2016. That's when they started talking to them about this. The government found out about the land being encroached in 2015. 2016, they started talking to them. Instead, they were doing more additions and more beautifying and stuff like that. So it happened now. They now want to draw the whole community into it. They want to draw the whole community into it. And this is why sometimes when they come out, Ndi-Igbo Cries, we like to flaunt the authorities, serve them right. I hear you, Chief. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. And that's what happens sometimes. When this, money can make some people to be arrogant. It can make them to be arrogant. And they will now end up being flagrant to the law, try to, completely disregard the law. And don't care about the law, what the law says. That's what happened. Now, the government is coming hard now because, like I said again, the government, when they come hard, they come hard. And they come in like this when you are not even prepared at all. And we've seen that happen several places. We've seen that happen several places. We've seen people that can come in now, they will look at the road, and they will build on that road and block the road because they believe they have the money. What was this guy's man that has a church in what's his name? That has a church in Onitsha. He went and built his church. When the government came on him, they had to take the bulldozer the church. What's his name again? His name just, I just forgot his name. He built his church there, and they came. There's another one that happened in Benin too. That one built a hotel. Okay, that one built a hotel. And he was wanted to take down the hotel. He refused. And they came down. They came down hard on the hotel. They took the hotel down. And anytime these things are happening, we start saying it's political, it's tribal, it's all, we started calling all kinds of things. And in doing that, we now exempt ourselves from the legality of what we did. So like I said again, on this one, the governor called it right. And I'm sorry to say now that more things are going to come down like this. More things are going to come down like this. More places are going to come down. More places. So if the government has been talking to you, for some time now, and you've been playing deaf ear, okay, and don't want to listen to the government and everything, if that has been your take, get ready. They're coming. Yes. Get ready. The government, they're coming. Honestly. Because that's what some people are afraid now. Some people are saying, with this one now, as it happened now, if there is no kind of outcry or resistance or, that is going to be the norm. I'm afraid to say that. Yes, it's going to be the new normal. You're going to be seeing this down because, and I bet you there's a lot of houses that have been marked down for demolition a long time ago. But they're asking the people to do the right thing. So now, this is going to be the new normal in Lagos. Yes. This is going to be the new normal in Lagos. If you're going to build, if you're going to go get permit, please. It's not a must that you must build in Lagos. No, it's not. It's not. Since most of you say if it's not Lagos, you're dying. Since if it's not Lagos, you guys have saturated Lagos so much that there's not even any space in Lagos. There's not even a space in Lagos anymore. Lagos is not even, the government is doing everything to beautify the city. We just saw the electric buses that just came in today. Those buses don't drive in places where there is this kind of congestion. So Lagos is doing everything to make it a mega city. Okay, and we, the people that live there, we have to do everything to make sure to support the governor and support his administration to make Lagos what he wants Lagos to be. To make Lagos what he wants Lagos to be. You need to see the electric vehicles that came in today. Already there are other electric trains that are going on the air. They're doing quite a whole lot of things in Lagos. So some of these things that are, that are not in the right places, let's think about it. So that when it's time to call a spade, we'll call it a spade. And when it's time to say, the governor didn't do it right here, then we can look at that and boldly say, Governor, this one, do I'm right. But you see this one, based on what is on the ground, based on the information now we've obtained and that we've shared with you, and there are so many other things. There are so many things they're saying that these people did wrong. Okay? They're saying, okay, look at this person. This is the general manager. The general manager of Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, FAN, Hysen Tungu, whom I believe is an Igbo man, also spoke. He said that the land where the buildings were built was bought for public use as part of the Murtala International Airport. He said our FAN found encroachment on the land in 2015 and told the right people, about them. Hysen said again that the international standard for airports says that no building should be built close to an airport, outer fence, and that there are height limits for building near an airport. So the FAA general manager thanked the management of then you should be thanking them. Why not? You should be thanking them for what they, you know what I mean? You should be thanking them for a job well done. You should be thanking them for a job well done. So that's what is happening here. So for some of us that are going to be debating this afterwards, okay, let us call it what it is. These people were given time, okay, they were given time to do something. Instead, they went in rebuilding these houses and doing all kinds of things on these houses, okay, notwithstanding and not minding. They're calling the government bluff, okay, they're calling the government bluff. And the governor, the no-nonsense part of the governor came up, arose. Yeah, the no-nonsense part of the governor arose. And that's why we saw what we saw tonight, yesterday. So on this one, yeah, we cannot call it trouble. This is not a trouble. This one is not trouble, my people. This one is not trouble. The governor did what he needed to do. And this is sometimes this is how people get to start obeying the law. When an example is made, because right now, people now know that their house can be taken down. So all those people that have all these notices all over the place, you better start thinking, because they're coming. The governor, I mean, said that he cannot afford to see houses, people's, not even houses anymore. This is not even about the houses, it's about people's lives. It's about people's lives being lost when these things go down. And that's what the governor is after right now. So he has his agency out there checking all these places, because they know all these places. That's the thing. They know all these places. They know all these places that the houses there were not, that were completely and illegally created or erected. They know. So that's why they're going after them. So people, that's what we have tonight. I wanted to deal with that. Tomorrow we have a big thing tomorrow on our program. So I look forward to you coming back tomorrow. But I wanted to deal with this matter because I was hearing all kinds of things yesterday. Okay, but the reason why I didn't come on the air yesterday to talk about it is because I need to get the facts. I need to understand why that happened. Okay, so this is not one of those ones that the government did and they don't have an explanation. They have a genuine explanation for doing what they did. And the one that really got me was that since 2016, excuse me, since 2016, they've been talking to these people. Since 2016. Okay? Since 2016, they've been talking to these people, and these people have been, playing deaf ear. They don't care. They've been calling the government bluff, and everything. So the government now has come down hard on them, and they're now saying it's a political, they're now saying that it's tribal, so calling it all kinds of names, except the real name, which is we were unlawful. That's one thing they're not saying. I've heard people say everything, okay? I've heard people say everything, people who don't want to see it for what it is. One thing I've not heard the same people that were saying, so though few people have also come out to condemn the people, call it what it is. As we are doing tonight. As we're doing tonight. So my people, I feel bad that this thing came down. I feel bad because I know that it was their hard-earned money. But because we have this money, doesn't mean we should go against the law, especially the law of the state. And here now we're trying to make Nigeria a better Nigeria. It starts with things like this. It starts with things like this. Like I said again, if you've been to Ajao Estate of the 80s, okay, if you've been there and go to Ajao Estate now, and some of these estates in Nigeria, and see how they are now, it's no longer what it is and what it's supposed to be. It's no longer that. So for this one, I say it again. For this one, I say Ndi-Igbo because I've been hearing different kind of Igbo, Igbo organizations and Igbo groups and stuff, including people coming out condemning it, and people are making videos, calling it what it's not. There's only a few people that have actually come in to condemn not what happened, but condemn what led to what happened. Okay, what led to what happened? Because if that action did not take place, the reaction of the government wouldn't have taken place. Yes, It was the action of the people that built on that place that brought the reaction of the government to tear the place down. So we say sometimes now 1-1. Now 1-1. Okay. So Madame that was crying, I'm going to close with that. Let me see who is yes, who sold those lands? We had the land surveyors and approved before the buildings. I hear you, Ngo. I hear you. That's a question we can ask. We can be saying definitely who sold the land. Okay, we can be yes, who sold the land? But I'm going to tell us now, it's not the government that sold the land to them. And that's what I said earlier on. In Nigeria, people, mostly in that Lagos, if you're not careful, people can even sell you a Lausa, which is the government house. Yes. Where the land surveyed and approved before the building. When the encroachment started, according to Chief Tungu, because the land was the person is the federal government, FAAN, that owns the land. Okay, is FAN that owns the airport, Murtala Mohammed Airport owns that land. It's a public land. And for some of us that live here in the diaspora, you know that you can't just go and build on a land that mostly if it's a city land. You can't even build on somebody's land. Talk about building on a city land. You know what I'm saying? The city is coming hard on you. They'll tell you to tear it down. So definitely the question you ask, who sold the lands? Like I said earlier on, maybe the person that sold the land is no longer here. Maybe the people are not even, because this thing didn't start with this government. This issue didn't start 4 years ago, which was when this governor came in. This is an ongoing situation. This thing has been on since 2015, 2016. The FAAN noticed it in 2015. That's when they noticed the encroachment. Okay? Then 2016, they started talking to the people, started telling them. So what I'm going to tell you now is that all the buildings that were not built the same day. It told us that Nigeria does not follow land laws. People's yard is bigger than the street. I love that. Yeah, yes. People's land are bigger than the street. You're right. You know what I'm saying? And like Chief Aboda said, Ndi-Igbo Cries, people that have money. Because that's the place people feel like when they have money, they can just flagrantly disobey the law. They don't care. And I'm going to tell you, do you know how many times since that 2016, all these owners have gone there to tip people? Okay? Maybe somebody will be there also telling them that these guys are coming tomorrow. These guys are coming tomorrow. You need to go see them all. Then the man or the woman will bring out maybe 500,000 naira cash. Go settle. Then that group will come out and that group will come too. So I'm going to tell you, for these houses to be there since till now, you wouldn't even imagine how much settlement that has taken place. They should leave warnings on the street and put store buildings on the. Honestly, these things, okay, cease and desist. I'm going to tell you now that there is a lot of cease and desist in that Lagos, as in most places in Nigeria. Okay, there's a whole lot of them. But you see, when people are bent on disobeying, they're bent on disobeying. They don't care. So long as they have them on, until this kind of language is spoken against them. You see, this language the government spoke yesterday, because this is a statement the government made yesterday. Until such statement is made, okay, until such statement is made, people will not listen. Since 2016, they've been telling them. They've called meetings, okay? They've tried to engage these guys in so many ways. But they don't care. They don't care. Because they have the money to settle people. Maybe this group that came yesterday now, the no-nonsense group, that are hearing, you better go down there and do what you need to. You better come back with that house, those houses down. And that's why we saw what we saw. Maybe they might be thinking it's some, business as usual. Like I said, somebody in the office will be tipping them. These guys are about to come next week. Oh, you need to come see your girl, this and that and that. And we know that this is the kind of nonsense that thrive there. And that is why you start seeing things like this. But with this kind of statement now, you're going to hear people now start making move. Okay? You're going to hear people now. The issue is that you don't build close to the airport, talk more upstairs. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's what we're saying. Reasonable minds, that's exactly what we say. And that's exactly why I wanted to bring this thing out here, so that also we can chew on it. It's in the eye of the beholder. They are beholding this now, believing that they were right. Asking for sentiments to be, applied on this. It is even for their safety. People there don't even care on this safety issue you're talking about. People there don't even care on this safety issue. I don't know how long ago you came on the line. Okay, I was telling them about a video that I saw. This guy was building on top of water. It wasn't even some block or some dawn, whichever thing they call it. Okay, some field. It wasn't even some field. They've just managed to maybe create some kind of foundation, and they started building. Inside the rooms were water that when they were dumping. It hurts me because when we look at it, it's the people that are building these things are Igbo people. Igbo people, they're the ones building these people. And it hurts. And this is why during that election, some people that wanted to say certain things were saying certain things about Ndi-Igbo in Lagos. How because of money we think we have, we believe we can override every situation. That's what it is. This is a typical example now. And this is why when this one happened now, these guys want to come out now and start saying, na political thing. Na political. You don't blame them. After all, INEC said that Tinubu won after a handshake. God. You don't go into the Tinubu. This tonight, let me Tinubu matter. This is not Tinubu matter tonight. Tonight is not Tinubu matter. Tomorrow we're going to look into that. Tomorrow we're going to look into that. I mean, you guys are already aware that it's shaping up. The tribunal is shaping up, in the days to, we're getting closer for the hearing. So you guys should get ready. Maybe for tomorrow's discussion, it will be on that. It's shaping up, But tonight, we're talking about this thing. Because when I had that woman crying yesterday, but those of you that, like I said, I wanted to play the video, this is the video again.
My sister, good morning. Oh, good morning. See, they have demolished my house. I was in the hospital. They just called me that they have started demolishing our house. They are demolishing the whole street. Oh, they just come and started demolishing. See, they are demolishing everywhere. They are demolishing. Oh, Jesus. Jesus, I could not bring out my property. I could not bring out my documents. They are demolishing everywhere. See. They are demolishing everywhere. Oh, the whole building, the whole house, they are demolishing. Oh, Rossville at Ajao Estate. Rossville at Ajao Estate. Oh, they are demolishing everywhere. Rossville Street at Ajao Estate. See them. Oh, they came with two caterpillars. See them. Demolishing everywhere. I could not bring out anything from my house. Oh, I could not bring anything out. Oh, They came with courage. They came with courage. Demolishing everywhere. Demolishing.
Okay. Looking at this video again, even the more I look at this video, the more angry I get. I have to be honest with you guys. Okay? The more I look at this video, the more angry I'm getting on the whole exercise. Because you have to put the government through this. That demolition according to the woman, demolition is going on. Okay? While it was going on, you can see the dust in the air. Those things are not even good for the people that are doing things right. It's not even healthy, including the people that you have to. Man, if you're looking at that video now, those guys that were driving those bulldozers and stuff, the thing that will come to mind that these guys are heartless. These guys are inhumane. These are the kind of words that will be coming to your mind. You know? She said they have started demolishing. She said they started demolishing. Well, yeah, it was sounding to me like she was saying demolish. But anyways, whatever, I mean, you know, we know what she was trying to say anyways, or what she was saying, you know. But the point here is, if you listen to her say her documents, her properties and stuff, okay? And like I said before, they had proper warnings. And I'm going to tell us now, that the same people that used to, you know, give them hints that these guys are coming must have also given them hints on this one. And they turned deaf ear. I'm going to say that to us now. They could have announced it. They could have announced it, read it on the news, churches, and host siege for a week before the demolition. Okay. I thought I was with you on this until you don't begin to go off now. Okay, I don't know when, like I said again, I don't know when you came on the air into the show. The government is saying that they've been talking to them since 2016. They've called meetings, they've had meetings, what the government called peace meeting. And I'm going to tell us now, from the things, one of the reports that I read said there were even places offered to them. There were places offered to them, but they're living in Ajao State, Rockview Avenue, or Rockview Road. Church properties. So going to the churches, news, and also wouldn't have done anything to these people. These people are bent. They decided to just completely ignore warnings and stuff. The government did not wake up and start doing this. There have been notices and these announcements you're talking about. I bet you there would also be some kind of cease and desist posters posted on these buildings marked. I believe there were police presence. There's a video, there's one I saw, I believe there was a police presence. I'm thinking so, because with such they can't just come, because if you listen to the woman, she said that they came with entourage. Okay, so there should be some kind of law enforcement people with them. Otherwise, you don't come to places like that because people, they can attack you. So if they don't have police presence there, okay, they might not be on the view of the videos we are seeing and the pictures we've seen. They might not be there, but I believe definitely due diligence calls for that. Because they can't just go to a place like that where they can easily be attacked. Because, I mean, if you're going to bring somebody's house down, that person can do anything to you, can even shoot you. You know what I'm saying? So I believe there's a police presence. The woman is playing victim here. Yeah, and like I said again, when I heard this thing, I was really, really pissed. I was pissed listening to the woman cry and stuff. But when I started digging into it, that's when I said, wait a minute. So this thing didn't even start today. Okay? This thing didn't even start today in terms of the notification and trying to engage them and all these things. It didn't even start today. You know? So, I don't know. It feels bad. My princess, long time. I believe there was a notice sent out. There should be a notice sent out. No doubt. There should be a notice sent out. You know? There should be a notice sent out. And I'm saying this thing again now to people. A lot of you, the lands you bought in Lagos are unbuildable lands. I just bought land in Lagos. I just bought, you know. People are buying nonsense places in Lagos. They're selling people nonsense places because it's Lagos and they're selling this in the millions. People are being robbed. People are being robbed. Ndi-Igbo, let me just call it what it is. Ndi-Igbo are being robbed in all these places, in this Lagos thing, because they want to build in Lagos. Oh, so sorry to hear that, my princess. So sorry to hear that. You know, Ndi-Igbo are being robbed. You know, they're selling them all kinds of nonsense in that Lagos. And they build it. Some of these things they're building are not even with code. They're not building with code. They're using they're trying to maximize all. I'm telling you. A few weeks ago here, I saw the building that came down, the one that came down. And I think it was that is what is prompting this action now. And that's why I say more are going to come down. So for some of us that really want to call this tribal situation, political situation and stuff, let us get ready and widen our mouth, right? Because we're going to shout more. Because more are going to come down. You see what Lekki Phase 1 experienced with flood. And that's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. To some of us that live over here, you know that you can't, not anywhere you can build. Because you saw a land does not mean you can build on that land. Because some lands are unbuildable because they do soil test, they do all kinds of things. And the one that gets me is that they will get a permit to build maybe a one-story duplex and stuff. Now they'll start building hostels and hospital, whatever they're building there. That is not even what they have the permit for. That house that fell in Lekki or Banana Island. They're saying that what they were building there was not what was permitted. Okay? Then you say to yourself, where are the inspectors? Because when you issue out a permit, the inspector is supposed to be going around, you know, periodically to check and see, make sure that things are being done right. That's what the building inspectors are supposed to be doing. You don't wait until when there is a disaster, as we ended up seeing on that one, before you now go in and start now figuring things out. Because that is also where the government is complicit. Yeah. That is where the government, all these agencies, governmental agencies are complicit. Because when they come in and oil their hand, they turn a blind eye. They act like they don't see it. Then when that problem, which will eventually happen, because it's only with time. It's only with time these things will happen. These disasters will strike. So when it happens like that, you go after the agency. Like you just ask here, who are the people that issue this permit? Who are the people that sold this land? But you know our people now. You know our people. Our people will even know that that land is a contested land, is a questionable land. Man sold his land. Let me hear this one. Man sold his land. The guy was supposed to build a house, but he went and built He went and viewed all of them. Ungo man took him to court. And I can answer accusing me. So the land he sold was for one house to be built. It was for one house to be built. Then the person went and built multiple houses on it, on top of each other. Built maybe 4 for 5-story building. So basically, the house is bigger than the land. The house is heavier on the land. That's what the Uncle man is saying now. The land I sold you was to be for one duplex. You want to put 4-story building. Now you're making my land to suffer. My land now is suffering. It's too heavy on my land. That's what I love that one. I love that one. You know, I love that one. So, and do you think our people are going to stop? Our people are still looking for places to buy in Lagos. What a shame. What a shame. They've sold Lagos to the extent that they're selling Bar Beach now, it looks like. They're selling the Bar Beach to the people now. This morning, Ndi-Igbo Cries, man. It's making us know, I just don't know. I just don't know. You know? And we have land, we have places in Igbo. You know, we went through this. Like I said again, during that election, this was a big issue between us and you know, our hosts, as they call themselves. They made a big deal out of it. The thing allowance. That's what they were saying. That they allowed us. I was looking for allowance. You know? So it's quite unfortunate. I feel for that woman to an extent. I feel for her to an extent. Because it's going to be difficult to go. Because this is not a situation where they said, okay, go and take this out. You know, according to the woman, she wasn't even home when this thing started happening. She went to the hospital or whatever. When they started doing this. You know? So, what a sorry situation. Okay, I brought this thing. The reason why I brought this here because of what I've been hearing and seeing since yesterday when it happened. This thing took place. People were saying and doing all kinds of videos, you know, and making all kinds of claims. And it was one or two that I had where I heard people. Somebody did a voice note where a woman that was actually giving a lot of insight on what happened, why this thing took place. Okay, but most people were condemning, going against the government, going against the governor, saying it's tribal, saying it's political, you know, that the governor did it because of the people didn't vote for him, that the area, I love me my governor, man. I love him, my governor. That the area that this thing took place, the area that people voted against the governor, you know, so they can justify those buildings and go against the government. No. This one, I want to with those houses, Ndi-Igbo Cries. And the governor, this time, the governor called it right. My governor. Yes, His Excellency Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Yes, this one I give you pass mark. I give you pass mark. Some group are even calling for his visa to be. Some group are even calling for the governor's visa to Ndi-Igbo to be taken away, and his chieftaincy title that was given to him to be taken away. Some people are calling for that now. You see, to the extent that we can, you know what I mean? This to the extent we can actually go and start calling these things wrong. You know? To the extent we can start making this, you know, but some people are really hard. And I came to defend my governor on this one. Yes. When he does the wrong one, I will also come here and hit him hard. You guys know that? It is not tribalism, but a safety issue. You think that woman really want to listen to that? You think that woman that she's gonna act like she understands what they mean by air safety issue? You think that woman that was crying the way she was crying, you think she's gonna see it as you are calling it now? Hell no. She will not. She will not. You know? Thank God nobody lost their lives. But if this thing is actually affecting the airport, imagine which means that thing can even cause some kind of plane crash. So that's how people need to look at it. That's how people need to look at it. These things are no. Honestly, these things are no. People need to look at it for what it is. Because if this thing was to be blocking the air view of the aircraft coming back, coming to land and stuff, okay? And now they came and they removed it. I mean, that is safety for you, for some of us that go through the airport, go through the Lagos airport and stuff. So if you cause the plane to crash, I mean, because of one person's house or 13 people's houses, okay, and the thousands hundreds will lose their lives. Mbano. Okay, well, we don't know if, like I said again, if they are going to compensate them. There's a report I read that said that they even promised to move them. I don't know if they're moving them to another location, another paid location. I don't know. And I don't know if the government is going to come and compensate them on this one. Okay, I don't know if the government will do that. If they're going to compensate them on this one. So if they did, then, okay, which is another thing, the government has to have to be careful if they're going to go that route, because it's going to embolden a lot of people. Yes, it's going to embolden a lot of people. If they start compensating people now, then you're going to see people, start doing these things and looking for government to compensate them. That's another thing. That's another thing. You're going to be seeing people now try to actually do their own and wait for government to come and, for government to come and give them something. So if the government are going to compensate, it's something they're going to have to do on a hush-hush. I don't think it's something they're going to make loud, per se. Because these people, this crime is not supposed to, because when they use the word illegal and unlawful, that means people that went against the rule and against the law. When the plane is about to land, the tires can dislodge and fall on the houses or people, or you could leak, heat can start fire. You calling it what it is, you're calling it right. Which we've also had. We've seen what you just said now, we've had that happen in some places. If there's any situation that the plane need to defuel or something like that, because that airport now no can get water, as in most airports get water around it. So those open lands and open, grazing area supposed to serve that. If the plane is about to land crash, if houses all around the airport, that one the big time stuff. So you definitely you're right. And that's what people might not be seeing on this. That's what people might not be seeing on this. Some of us are familiar with the airports here and stuff. You don't do anything close to the airport at all. And like I said again, most airports are close to the water. I think that Motala airport is not around the water. Airplane often has missed landing, so we stay away. But these people now, they don't even care, even with the noise. Even with the noise of the plane, they don't even care if the plane is making that much noise landing. I used to stay close to that airport back in the days at the there are some hotels. If you go in close to the local, back in the days, I'm talking about 30, 40 years ago. Okay. Now, when these planes are coming, I know sometimes how low these planes can get. So imagine the people that are living close to this airport, what they be going through on a daily basis in terms of noise. What they be going through in terms of noise. And somebody will say, do they care? You know, one will say that. Do they care? You know, but in actual sense, they do. In actual sense, they do. They do care. You know, noise will start to your children. Well, some of these kids has been trained now. They've been trained. Some of these kids have been trained, you know, with all these noise pollutions. You know, some of them have been trained with all these noise pollutions. So they're used to the noises. Yeah. You'll be so surprised. Yeah, you'll be so surprised that some of them are really, really, they kind of noise proof now. They kind of noise, you know, I mean, they're so much used to it. And that's why all these people that live close to the airport, if you're talking to them here, the way they'll be shouting on you. You know? Oh, no. I feel so bad, honestly. I feel so bad for the woman. But again, what needs to happen. Pollution is a killer. I mean, you see, there are so many ways the government can make their case on this matter, honestly. There are so many ways the government can make their case. Just so many ways. If it's a situation anybody is taking the government to court, just don't even bother going to court because you're going to lose on this one. Yeah, you're going to lose on this one. Yes. Yes, the government will make their case. Because when some of these things Ngo is mentioning here and you guys are mentioning here, when the government, I mean, these are cases the government can make. Again, like I said again, in as much as I said it before, because this was a role of building. So it looks like it's on the same line of building. They were not just there randomly tearing houses down. Okay, it was a particular row, 13 houses, they say, that came down. So which means those houses are on top of something. Those houses are on top of something. They're blocking a particular set of view. There are something, those houses, there's a reason for those 13 houses. The government did not have immediate information before action. Okay, is that an information you're getting? Are you speculating on this one? Are you assuming this one? Is that, excuse me, is that information you're getting on this one? That the government, yes, excuse me, people, I'm Canada, like I said again, the past few days I've been down with a little bit of, you know. So I really, you know, Ngo, you said something here, so I'm trying to get a clarification on that. The government did not have immediate information before action, meaning they didn't want the people. If they had won them for 7 years, what makes you think they will do it now? What makes you think the government will do it now? This is what I'm thinking myself. I'm thinking that over these past 7 years, okay, they've been getting some kind of notice. Some of this notice might be some kind of like underground notice, meaning if the government wants to come or if an agency wants to come, it might even be a fake one, okay? So they'll be using it to take money from these people. So anytime they hear that the government is coming, they will not tell them who to go settle. And they will go settle that person. And they will leave it for that season. But you see, This thing started before, I think, Ambode. Ambode was the governor before the president governor. So maybe this thing started with the Ambode government. So maybe there are people in the Ambode government that were being taken care of that made them to turn a blind eye. But some Wolu people now are saying no, they don't care. And if there's also any part, which is this is the one reason why I don't want to toe that line. I mean, they could have police presence for 3 months, refusing them access. Refusing who access? Refusing the owners access. Refusing the whom would they be refusing access? The owners of the building. If it's the owners of the building, I mean, we don't operate that, and that goes to what I'm saying. That's it. I mean, I hear you now on this one, yeah. For that 13 houses, 4 police will do, and I'm going to tell you, to that place we know, those owners, those police people that are there, they will be settling them. They will go and settle the oga. You know your country. If the police people, they will go and settle the oga. You know, on paper. On paper, they will have a different thing on paper. But in the actual sense, something else is happening. So our police that we know, until they restructure the whole police system and everything, until they restructure it, our police, be this kind of thing. We put them there. Oh, please. I saw one video today of a police, where the police, was it an inspector? Shitted on himself. There's a program I'm putting together for the police. And maybe in the next 2 days, I will talk about it. And I'm going to bring this video in. This man shit on himself. The man was an inspector or something. Because he got drunk and everything. He shitted on himself. Yeah, born way and shit. Up when the police are now, what a sorry state. Actually, the builders are liable unless they use bricklayer to build it. God. Builders are liable unless they use bricklayer. Yes, we can say that. We can say that. And we know that over there they cut corners now. They cut corners. Even as this building now, this one I'm showing now. Okay, I believe this is the early stage of the demolition. Okay, I believe this is the early stage of the demolition. So I don't know how these buildings are now. Either brought them down or Why am I saying this? Tomorrow night you see the owners trying to find a way to stay in this building. You'll be so surprised. That's our people. They'll find a way to circumvent and try to be living in this house. Try to see if they can repair it. When they know that this house as it stands right now is completely uninhabitable. But they're going to do everything trying to see if they can manage, including giving bribe, to manage if they can manage to live here. And if the government don't say anything, watch them in 2-3 months, they rebuild these places again. Nobody your people will get money. You'll be so surprised. So I don't know if these houses were raised to the bottom, to the ground. But if not, maybe what you're talking about, the issue of police people having a police presence there to make sure that the people are not coming back or nobody is living on this, on this row of houses, because I still make the case again for the government in terms of this street where these houses were built. There is something special. There's something special about this street that made these houses, they should provide them with shelter. Providing them with shelter might be the peace government was trying to make with them. You know what I'm saying? Now when the government is saying that we did everything to make peace with them. So that might be part of, And these people, mind you, they want to live in Ajao Estate, Rockview Avenue. And like I said again, some of these buildings, if you look at them, they look new. Some of these buildings look new. Okay, look at that. You see their roofing? This is roofing off for what? 4 or 5 years ago. And this roof looked like it was, these buildings, which means these people were even building, knowing that this place was in question. And they started building. If you look at it, you know that you can see that some of these buildings, if they were not new buildings, they were renovated newly. When they know that the place is going through wahala. So that is you telling the government that they are nothing, that they can't do anything. That's exactly what that's the language you guys were speaking with this. Because if what the government has been telling them for the past 6 years meant anything to them, they wouldn't have continued. They would have started on time to start looking for a place. Maybe if the government had given them anything as a way of compensating them, they would have moved. But the 13 of them stood their ground. Maybe some of them even bought the house from the original owner. That's another thing too. Maybe some of these people bought these houses from the original owner who don't want to deal with the wrath of the government and decided to sell. And the person that was buying didn't make his due diligence inquiry, because you don't see a house on Alpha Ajao Estate, 50 million, 100 million, you buy. You don't even know if that house was, in question, if there are questions about that house. These are some of the things, again, that might have happened here. Some of these people might be just, second-hand buyers, not the original builders of this house. So they go, now look at the police now. Look at this video, this picture I'm showing you. We see police there now. That's true. Look at the police there. I said it before. If you look at these pictures now, you will see the police. You see the police on this picture? Yes. Like I said again, there's no way they can come to something like this without the police presence. Look at the police. Yeah. If you look at this picture, you see the police people there. So, and this is why maybe the people didn't attack them, because of the police presence. Okay. Because I know I saw something that looked like, the police were there. The police came to take. The police came to take bribe. Well, unfortunately, the bribe didn't transfer hand this time. Because if the bribe has transferred hand, we will not see what we are seeing now. So the bribe one didn't work. The bribe didn't work this time around. Yes. Because if this is what they came for, then the houses came down. So which means the bribe didn't take place. They didn't collect. And which is to tell me that this order came from the top. Because if this order was midway order, then they can easily compromise the people. Yeah. But this situation came because if you look at these guys are on riot gears, the police people. So they came prepared. They came prepared. Wow. Honestly, feel so bad. Feel so bad, honestly. Feel so bad. 13 houses in a row. Well, Governor, again, I say it, make I carry this one come out before they say I say the governor is taking bribe. Before they say I say my governor is taking bribe. Governor Sanwo-Olu. Serious-minded governor, but during the election, he can do certain things, you know. But no, my guy, and I still my guy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, reasonable minds. I really enjoyed this evening. That's why I like some of you to come on and interact, because when you guys interact, it makes it easy. I'm still working on getting maybe tomorrow on tomorrow's program we might do a trial, a mock trial, because I'm trying to have 1 or 2 or 3 of you join me here in the studio, but from your remote location. You will be where you are, and I will try to get you into the studio. So I will not be the only one talking. Do you think, do you ever think why in this country they hardly destroy things? They should remove property before destruction. Well, on this one, I say it again, on this one, okay, I believe that proper notice were given. As recent, I believe as recent as a week, 2, 3 weeks ago, as recent as that, I believe these people were notified. And I also believe that they know that this government was not bluffing. When they see the eye of this government, they know that they are no joke. Remember, I said something to us one time, because I had a loose scoop about this. If you guys may remember, during the election, I talked about, and I was saying to the governor in one of the broadcasts, I said to him that that thing he won't do for the houses. Remember, I said it at one point. Again, that was based on the intel I got. Okay. Now, I'm not going to draw the conclusion that is on this one. But I know I had an intel which I did share with you guys on the air when I was telling the governor to, you know, change his mind on that thing he wanted to do, you know, on the houses. So it might be, and it might be these ones, it might be different ones. But I know that there are some, you know, the governor then was being accused that he was going to be taking down some houses, some market, and all kinds of things. They were accusing him that he's going to be, you know, that he's going to be taking down those places. So this year might be one of them. I don't know. You know, I don't think so. The owners might reside abroad. Well, the owners of these properties, you think they might be overseas? Well, if they're still overseas, they should have people that are, nobody is here without having someone that oversees his house. I don't think anybody will have a house in that Nigeria now without having, even if you don't want to have your family members in there, you will still have some kind of get mad. You will still have somebody. You can't just go build a house in Nigeria and you don't have anybody in there watching it for you. You know? So you should still be able to have somebody that will give you a prior notice of something like this coming up. You know, something like this coming up. But I've gone to some places in Nigeria where I see the post notice. You know, the post notice of, you know, this house is not for sale. This, you know, all kinds of things they post notice on. So in some quarters and some situations, yes, some people are aware of what the government might be thinking or planning to do. You know, they're aware. Well, again, this is one of those shows I like to stay on, and we talk and share information continuing. But we, you know, our time has been fast spent. You know, it's 1 hour 43 minutes now. 1 hour 41 minutes we've been on the air. Okay, and it was supposed to be 1 hour program. But I enjoyed to hear from and read from you guys. You know what your takes are, because that's actually the reason why I brought this one up today. so I can get your own take on the matter. And I thank you also, every one of you that have contributed tonight, Ngo, Olo, and Chief Aboda. I thank every one of you for contributing your own, 2 and 6 cents to the matter at hand. Okay, so that, if the people want to be angry with the state or with the government or with the agency, they should think twice and know that it starts with them. Yeah, it starts with them. Yeah, they decided to flagrantly disobey the law, and the government decided to flagrantly punish them. Now, 1-1. Now, 1-1. Okay, thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is yours truly, SBI, Sydney, Blessing Iwala, Simply Blessed Podcast. Okay, I'm working on one of our shows tomorrow. There are so many things I'm working on this week. I'm working on the police show. There's a thing I'm putting together about the police. With all these things that is going on with the police now, I might send out the notice tomorrow. Okay, so if you have anything about the police, get ready. We're going to be talking about it maybe tomorrow. I have some videos I want to share with us where these police people were being what's the word they use over there? Not the rope. The rope is for the lawyers. The whatever. They demote them, do all kinds of things just, to take them away from the, the police they've been in the news lately. I've been waiting to gather some information. That's why I've not talked about it. Okay. But I'm going to be talking about it tomorrow. Okay. The whole issue of police brutality that has been going on, and them, dealing, acting with impunity and all those things on the masses. Okay. It made me to start even questioning, our police still our friend in that country, So tomorrow, that's going to be our show tomorrow. We're going to talk more about it tomorrow. So if you have any information about it, if you have any video you would like me to include in what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow, please let me know. Okay, let me know. Send it to me. Okay, so that I can put it together as part of my show. If you have any pictures, so you can go to my DM and send me that information. All right. So we can make it part of our show tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to be talking about our police, all the recent brutality and what the police is doing now to counter that situation. Okay, the thing is that what they do now, is it long overdue? Is it the right thing they're doing now? Are they a little bit harsh? Okay, their response to what their people are doing on the field. Okay. Their response to that, is it a proper response, including some of them that have lost their life lately? Okay, so we're going to bring all those things in. Okay, are those things related? Are those things related, what the police are doing, and, what some of these, in the case of the people that were shot a week or so ago in Imo State, okay, are there any kind of connection to... We're going to look into all those things, okay? But like I said again, if you have anything, please don't hesitate, send it my way, okay? We do what we do over here because of your support over there and what you do over there. I say it again. When you come on the air, I would like you, the first thing you do when you come on is to click those likes, please, okay? Click those likes when you come in. It does help us. I mean, it says a whole lot to our relationship with you. Okay, so anytime you come on the air, please give us those likes. Even if you want to come in and go, just give us those likes and those loves. We're working on getting a gift emblem. So we'll be getting that in the days to come, so we can also post it, so you can treat us as you are treating everybody else. Okay, but again, like I said, if you don't know, it's just that, you see that hand button like this? Click it, and the love one. Always click it anytime you join us on the show. Okay, that's how we stay relevant. That's how we stay relevant to what we are doing. All right? So thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen. It has been quite an evening. It has been quite an evening, and you guys, as always, has been a sport. All right. I thank you all for joining us tonight. Continue to share. If you have a share button there, continue to share this so that it will not be only you. Again, the show is still a work in progress. We're still getting certain things in place, but you can see that every week we are, taking what we do to the next level. Okay. There were times we couldn't be able to show these pictures. There were times we couldn't be able to show these videos. So we are now maturing into that. Okay. And also that is happening based on your, tips, the tips you're giving us, and the hints you're giving us, and your own, take on what we're doing. So continue to give us your own opinions as to what we are doing. All right? Just try to do it private. Don't put it on the air. Don't come here and start writing. You know what I mean? If you want to tell me anything, go behind the, and tell me whatever. So thank you again so very much, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Has been quite an evening. Okay, has been quite an evening. I look forward to seeing us by the same time tomorrow, 6:30. Today we started exactly at 6:30. Okay, we started today at 6:30, and that's what early preparation does for us. Okay, so again, thank you so very much, every single one of you. Again, from all of us here in the studio, okay, I thank you so very much. God's grace and blessings upon you and yours, okay? Continue to support us in the best way you can. Continue to support us, especially sharing our tapes, okay? So that the more we share it, the more our tape will be recommended, okay? We are coming up. This is we're getting into the second month now. We're getting into the second month, and we were not where we were a couple of weeks ago. Neither are we where we were a week ago. All right? Thank you, God. Thank you, Law. Thank you, Chief Aboda, and who else that contributed tonight. I believe those are the three people that contributed immensely to the show tonight. So thank you so very much. I look forward to seeing us tomorrow. Until next time, family. The provocateur is signing off. God bless. Yes. No, why did I get to the man? Not be this tomorrow. Okay.